Gino, 3 candidates are on the ballot for Congress, including incumbent RUIZ. The odds for one of them isn't looking too good, but the other 2 strong candidates are not losing hope in this primary election. One of the most competitive congressional races in the country is the 36th district covering the Coachella Valley. Republican Assemblyman Brian NESTANDE is running against incumbent Democrat RUIZ.
I'm running for Congress again because Washington remains broken, and it's broken because there's career politicians who put their interests above the interests of the people, and that's just wrong.
Despite RUIZ's win in 2012 in a district with more Republican voters than Democratic ones, NESTANDE is hopeful this year.
I think now is a good time to run, and I think the district favors more Republican leaning. I think it's a center-right district, and I think now's the time to do it.
There's another Republican on the ballot, former state lawmaker Ray Haynes, but he's not considered a top candidate in the race. With NESTANDE and RUIZ at the forefront of the primary election, it comes down to their political views on certain issues.
We have to stop the spending in Washington, and there's a distinct difference between Congressman RUIZ and myself. He thinks we're not spending enough money. I think we're spending too much.
I'm focusing on helping our businesses create jobs, to protecting Medicare and Social Security, and making sure that the middle class is our #1 priority.
When it comes to health care, NESTANDE wants to get rid of the Affordable Care Act, saying it's not effective.
Obamacare literally has disincentives for companies to expand to hire more people. We have a lot of people on part-time because businesses are not giving them full-time or enough hours to work. It happened to my own daughter. She couldn't get enough hours. She had to go get a second job. That's because Obamacare gives you a penalty if you go over a certain amount of hours.
Business growth and health care are also important to RUIZ, being an emergency room doctor himself. But he says replacing Obamacare is not the answer.
I'm for providing health care for the people that I represent, because nobody should go suffering needlessly simply because they can't afford it. So we have to look at the good, like protecting the health insurance for people with pre-existing health conditions.
Both candidates face challenges, NESTANDE facing the obvious, trying to unseat Congressman RUIZ, and RUIZ hoping to garner enough votes in a mostly Republican district. The 2 candidates with the most votes during the primary election tomorrow will face off in November. Right now, we don't expect any surprises as both RUIZ and NESTANDE seem to be in the lead, but we will stay on top of the race tomorrow. Elizabeth, Gino.
All right, thank you, Giselle.